Hey everyone, on today's episode of Contractor Growth Network, we're actually launching an online program to teach you how to market your business online. All the stuff that we do for clients, we're actually going to teach you in a very straightforward step-by-step manner so you can do it yourself. So we'll walk you through the entire program, what it's going to entail, kind of walk you through why we chose certain things, and at the end, there'll be a special offer just for you since you're a podcast listener. Check it out and stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. This is Logan.
I'm Alex.
And welcome to Contractor Growth Network. Today is a bit of a different episode where instead of walking you through step-by-step of how we do something specifically, we're actually launching an online program geared towards one thing, and that's helping you get your shit together online so it's set up for success.
Exciting, right?
I mean, we've been working on it for a while. So we'll run you through everything, but first we're starting this segment again where it's giving you some quick tips on what's going on in the marketing world. We're a huge believer and a huge proponent of self-education. So every Wednesday we go through and we learn what's super relevant in the marketing world this week. So we'll give you some quick tips and go from there. So, all right, tip number one is going to be Facebook is actually, if you do Facebook Lives, you can actually set it up where you now do scheduled lives and almost do like a preview, kind of like what you can do on YouTube. You can set that up. So if you are a big Facebook Liver, you're good.
Yeah, and I also know you can preview it as well, so you can see if your lighting's all good, if the stream's not blurry, if you got the right 1080p instead of 720 quality. So it'd be pretty good.
We used to do that. We have like a separate Facebook group where we would test our own Facebook Lives before hitting live just to see if it made sense.
A lot of people, they go live once, they see how it is, then they cut it off, then they go live again. That's why.
Oh, is that what they do?
Yeah, that's why Instagram you'll see people go, oh, Logan Shinholzer is live now, and then it's like 2 minutes later he's live again. I'm like, oh, what happened? Because you test it out. So now that the preview can solve all that problems, you don't have to do that.
Easy. All right, cool. Number two is going to be, this is from Turner. If you are a big blogger, one of the best things that you can do, and we're a huge fan of this, is give a basic overview of the answer up front. Because the last thing that, I cook a lot with the Instapot, and the last thing that I want to do is read through 15 minutes, especially if it's a question, read through about a recipe, 15 minutes of them, their backstory and this and that. And I'm just like, just give me the freaking ingredients.
Yeah, ingredients, directions, the picture. I also like those little Jolly Green Giant vegetable things. They have the huge pictures as well to teach you all right, here's our boilerplate stuff, and then this is how you're gonna cook it. So that stuff I'd hate reading all that.
Yeah, and I get it, and I get why they do it because they have to scroll through ads, but it's just terrible. Yeah. So give it to them up front. If they want to keep reading, they'll read. All right, and the next one is gonna be from Laura, and what she talked about is the idea of gifting clients from the time that you sign or you sign the contract or get the deposit. If there's a long gap period between then and when you actually start the job, give them something to look forward to. Because my dad had a client one time where he finished the project, so a bit of a different story, but finished the project and then never called the guy back. Just did the walkthrough like you're supposed to, but never followed up later on. And then a year later when my dad called him up and said, hey man, we're having I want to show off some of the ponds in the area. Do you want to be on the tour? The guy was like, no. My dad was like, what, are you serious? Why? And the guy was like, honestly, man, if I'm going to spend $15,000 with somebody, I kind of wanted a phone call later on just to check in. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of a problem that we see a lot of now, especially with the marketing side where, somebody signs on for something and then they stay on this constant email list. So we get to see responses of how, what people are saying back. And if they're on the email list, they'll sometimes respond and be like, hey, just checking in to see, how everything's going, if I'm still on the schedule. Yeah. So I have to go back out to the guys and be like, hey, so-and-so wants to know where they're at. Yeah. And oh, okay, great, I'll call it.
So important if they're 4 weeks out, anything more than that, because it's a month later, so many things can happen in a month. It's not even sure if they, maybe they change their mind or something like that. It's so important. And sending them I know Laura used a fortune cookie example where you send them a fortune cookie and it's oh, you open it up and hey, go to this website, see what we've been doing recently. They can't wait to make your dreams come true. That's such a good idea.
It was super outside the box. So obviously that's a step above, but just think about how excited they are to hire you for this. And then it's great, I got your money, thanks very much. See you in 3 months.
Honestly, send them a T-shirt. People
something.
Love free T-shirts.
Yeah.
That'll do it. So
something. So the next one is Melissa went into design today, and it's all about use white space. She said non-designers hate using white space, which is something that we're going to talk about with the website stuff today. Mm-hmm. But it's so true.
Yeah.
I'm not a big proponent of white space, but when I see somebody else use it, like Apple, it's so easy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Apple's that clean cut look. So, I mean, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either.
But she's good at it, so
Yeah.
it works. And then last but not least is yours with the shares for video. 1,200%.
1,200% more people share videos than combined images or text
on
all social medias. So I would assume Facebook and Instagram being the main ones.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, when's the last time you shared a photo?
Unless it's a meme.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. I'm pointing something out to a friend or an inside joke, but it's always a video.
Always.
It's more visual. You can get more across. It's
Yeah.
way easier to share that way.
So make sure you're doing video, guys, because that's really the setup.
Definitely.
All right. Cool. So those are your top 5. Just some quick things that we're learning in the marketing world.
Always learning.
All right, so jump on in. Yeah. So today is all about this program that we're launching. It's called The Blueprint. It's Contractor Growth Network, The Blueprint. So before we lead off, if you don't want to make it to the end of the episode, you don't want to learn all about it, and you just want to get on the waiting list and get your money off, which the program is going to run $149 a month. But if you sign up beforehand and you're a podcast listener, you're going to get it lifetime for $79.
It's an awesome deal.
Awesome deal.
Yeah.
So
that's well worth it.
If you don't want to wait through the whole podcast to learn what it's all about, head on over to contractorgrowthnetwork.com, put your name, put your email in there, and then we're going to go ahead and add you in, so that way when this program launches in November, you're all signed up, good to go.
Yep. If you're listening to this on YouTube, it'll be below in the description, as well on Apple Podcasts. I know we'll add the description there too, the link there. So
yep, cool. So let's jump into what the program entails and why we're doing it. So it's called The Blueprint because I've been doing this marketing thing for about 5 years now, and I know how frustrating this stuff can get. Because the worst thing about it is, as soon as you finally figured it out, it changes.
Yeah, it's always changing.
Imagine if you're a kitchen remodeler, and what style of cabinets, like let's say the cabinet painting color, like the color of the cabinets, imagine that style changes 8 times a day.
It must get so annoying.
That's what Google does. Yeah. 8 times a day on average, they change what they deem is correct. So it changes all the time. So I know how frustrating this stuff is. However, what we've kind of learned is if you just do the right stuff, you can pretty much be proof, like you can make it through whatever update that Google does, whatever update Facebook does. Just do the right shit and you'll be rewarded because you're just bringing constant value. So I get the frustration and all the little tactics and all the things that you hear online of like, oh, try this, this is going to work, or oh, do that, this is totally going to kill it. And you go out, and if you end up figuring out how to do that, by the time that you do it, Google's already gone, well, we know that trick. Now it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah. It's like when you look up a YouTube how-to, it's always important to put the year that you're trying to search for, the year you're in, because you can look at a video from 2017, and it's all changed since then. It's changed drastically since then. So the basic concept could be correct, but you could be doing stuff that's 2 years old, and you have no idea.
Yeah. So it's doing older stuff that's outdated that may not work anymore. And what's even more frustrating is when you just got to get some leads in the door, you got to pay a company, and you're like, look, I need some life. I need to get some leads in the door. You got to pay a company to generate leads for you. I'm not going to say the name, but it's one of those third-party lead gen sites. And you pay them a bunch of money, and they send out a lead to you plus anywhere from 3 to 14 other contractors. So now you're bidding against 14 other people for this one project, and it may just be somebody who just, a homeowner that just has a question about, hey, quick question for you, what would something like this cost? And guess what? 15 contractors just spent $75, $80, $90 just to try to fight over that one client or prospect, and they didn't actually want to hire somebody.
No.
Because that's the hardest part about this stuff is that, like, when somebody's trying to, like, do especially in a low urgency setting, maybe for roofing where it's an emergency, that's one thing, but like in like kitchens, landscaping, ponds, decks, fences, things like that where nobody's going to die. I would say half the time that like clients of ours like get a call and they're like, oh yeah, you're too expensive. They don't go with somebody cheaper. They just end up not doing the project at all.
Yeah.
So imagine like half the people that are probably on these sites that are homeowners that are like trying to, oh, like, yeah, I'm trying to, hire somebody. In reality, only half of them end up even moving forward with the project.
Yeah.
Yet you have to pay for 100% of those leads, and up to 14 other people also have to pay for 100% of those leads. So it's really one of those things that if you knew how to just set this up for yourself and build these relationships online for yourself, think of what you can do with all that extra money that you're not spending over on these lead gen sites.
Yeah, the quality of lead goes up tremendously once you get off the lead gen sites.
And that's like with Victor, like one of our clients, right? Like we'll call him up and we're like, dude, how's everything going? He's like, Logan, the lead volume is way down compared, because he used to do all those sites. I'm like, really? And he goes, yes. But everybody who calls us is serious. So the lead volume is down, but the lead quality, I was like, well, tell me about the leads. He's like, all of them, he's like, they're not ready to buy today, but they're anywhere between 30 and 60 days out. I'm like, okay. And he does, you know, and this is all, we're doing bathroom remodeling stuff. So they're all 30 to 60 days out, because again, with these services, you need to build a relationship. The same way that if you're an avid podcast listener, you've been building a relationship with us for, you know, now over a year.
Almost 100 episodes.
Yeah. I mean, you can't force the timeline of the relationship. There's certain ways that you can speed it up. But all this program is going to do is, instead of teaching you how to force somebody to buy today, it's going to teach you, if it takes you, 2 months of building a relationship with somebody before they end up hiring you, how do you get more people into that pipeline?
Yeah.
So instead of, you know, taking it from 2 months down to a month and a half, or down to 6 weeks, or that's the same thing, or like into 2 weeks, which doesn't happen because you can't force somebody to buy. How do you get more people in that 2 month range? So you're constantly just adding more and more people into this relationship pipeline. So that way, when they're ready to buy, who are they going to call?
Ghostbusters or you?
Or you.
Yeah.
Yeah, either or. So that's what this program is all about, is teaching you, first off, make sure you have the fundamentals, which is 3 aspects of that you're going to know how to do. 3 aspects of setting up the fundamentals, and you're going to learn that in just a basic course. All right? It's going to have maybe anywhere, we're finishing it off right now. It's probably going to be anywhere from between 8 to 12 videos that's going to teach you, 1, how to make sure your website is a sales tool. 2, how do you drive people, the right clients and right prospects at the right time, to your website. And 3, if they don't buy from you, if they don't call you up that one time from the website, how do you get back in front of them over and over and over to build up that relationship? So those are 3 aspects of what you're going to learn in that basic course. Now, once you get through the course, you're also going to be in part of a Facebook group. And the Facebook group, the whole point of that is community. Yeah. Like, I mean, as business owners, like, this stuff's lonely.
Yeah. It's easy for someone, in, your position, the owner of a digital market, coming to say this, but to hear it from other people that are just on, the contractor's wavelength, it means a lot. And if they have a problem, to go talk to someone that's maybe been through it before on that kind of scale, the Facebook group is going to be, amazing as well.
Because it's like, sometimes you just need to hear it from somebody else.
Yeah. Someone in your shoes.
Yeah, like it's like when your parent says something to you and you're like, no, I'm not doing that. And then somebody else's parent says it and you're like, wow, that's so smart.
Yeah. You ever been yelled at by a friend's parent before? They say the same thing as your parent, but you listen to the friend's parent more.
Exactly.
It's the exact same thing.
So you're going to have a community of people to talk with. So if you have questions about, hey, how do I do this? Boom, you got other people to talk to. Hey, guys, what's working for you? Boom, you got somebody to talk to. So it's literally, you're just building this online stuff. And then last but not least is there's going to be a weekly webinar. Now that you know the basics, know how to do the more advanced stuff if you want. I mean, like, you're gonna know once you get through this course, once you get through the program, like the basic course, you're gonna have that sales tool. You're gonna drive the right customers to your website, and you're gonna know exactly how to follow up with them over and over and over. So that way they either buy or die.
Yeah, and there's going to be topics that you're more interested in, and you say, it will come more naturally to you than others. So that's why the webinar is so awesome, because you can almost, kind of go through your avenue and pick and choose when you actually want, that particular topic is going to be, more valuable to you right now. And then eventually when you're ready for the next topic, that's when you go back to that.
Because you're going to have all these webinars that as we record them, they're going to automatically get uploaded into your own portal.
You'll never lose access to them as long as you're in the program.
Exactly. So you'll always be able to get in there and go, you know what? I keep hearing this video stuff. I'm not quite ready yet, but give it a month. And you go, you know what? I'm ready to go back and watch all the video stuff.
Yeah.
So you're going to have these live webinars that, we obviously suggest you check them out live. Whether you implement them today or you wait a little bit, because I understand that it's, it's going to be a lot of new information, but it's not going to be like drinking from a fire hose. It's going to really be, let's take a step back. Let's really kind of go in depth, go a little bit slow. So that way, if you're not quite ready for this one yet, that's totally cool. pick a couple, wait a couple weeks, come back to it, check it out.
Yeah. Solve one problem, go on to the next.
Yep.
Keep it moving.
Exactly. So that's the idea of the whole thing. So just to kind of recap, you're going to get a program, a basic course that's going to teach you the fundamentals, which we're going to go into the aspects of this course. You're also going to become part of a community in a Facebook group. And then last but not least, there's going to be a weekly webinar. We will actually go through and do a combination of teaching you how to do this for yourself, but also working through some of your problems. Hey guys, like I'm boosting a Facebook post and it's not working. Nobody, I'm getting lots of likes and comments, but not a single person has called me. Why? Okay, great. I'm going to bring that up on this weekly call and go, all right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the different aspects of what you're trying to do. How realistic is it based off of what you're saying to get somebody to call you? Is it you just kind of spraying and praying, or is it strategic and there's something else going on? Let's figure this out together.
A lot of times you can boost a Facebook post, you can go through the whole process, but to have a separate set of eyes on the outside look at it and say, you just missed this one tiny thing, you might never ever see that. So that's why this is such an important part of the program.
And it could be something super basic.
Yeah, because, you can look, the outsider can look at it and be like, oh, well, there you go. That's why the problem is. You go, wow, I can't believe I didn't think of that. That's because you're seeing it through one eye.
Yep.
Second eye's always better.
Always better. So you'll get all that, and then realistically, this marketing stuff, if for some reason, let's say you're a carpenter, and for some reason tomorrow, all the wood in the world goes away. What are you going to do? You can't do anything because you're a carpenter.
Yeah.
This marketing stuff this is literally a skill set that if you know how to market, just like selling, if you know how to market and you know how to sell, you can pivot to anything you want in life. Because it's not just like, oh, how do I set up a Facebook page? It's going to be like, how do I strategically think about what this client is going through? Like, what can I say at this point, or what can I do at this point to get them to buy from me?
I think, and also they're in such a creative industry to where you're making art with your bare hands, essentially.
Yeah.
And to get on that level mentally where you're empathizing with the person's problem, it could probably come up with some great creative ideas just using wood and enhance your work even more that you could never even thought of.
Yeah, so that's what you're going to get out of it. Super pumped for this. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Talk about the different aspects of this, of the course, the fundamentals course called the Blueprint. Cool?
Yeah, cool.
All right. So the first aspect is going to be that website. Now, website is really, it's your sales tool, 24/7 sales tool, because the amount of leads that comes in 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and I'm like, what are these people doing at 2 in the morning or 4 in the morning? You got night owls. How many, like your dad, for example, how many people have called him up at 2 in the morning and he's able to call, they go, oh yeah, let's talk.
Never calls them back until the morning. But there are people that call.
Because they're ready to buy at that time. So they can submit the lead at that time. So your website needs to be set up as a sales tool. And there's certain ways to do that. For example, when I first got into the world of marketing and websites and SEO, the best way to get your website to the top SEO-wise, top of Google, is with a ton of text. You need, these days, like 2,000 words usually gets you to the top of Google. But let's think about that. Your goal of the website is to sell. That's really the main goal of the website is to generate a lead so you can sell to them. But how many websites do you buy from have every single one of the pages just blocks and blocks and blocks of text?
Not a single one.
So, okay, Alex, your dad's a contractor. What kind of truck does he drive?
Drives a Ford pickup truck.
Okay, a Ford. Pull up Ford's website on your phone and find me the page that has all the text.
Can't find it. It's all trucks.
Like you go on there and you get to see the pictures of the trucks. You get to learn about the features and the benefits of the trucks. But do they break down the features and the benefits in a dissertation?
No. There's an interactive car where you can do all the features of all that. So it shows you
that's
where
what matters.
Yeah.
So where do these people get this whole you need to have tons and tons of text? God, you don't need tons and tons of text. It doesn't sell because that just jumbles everything.
No.
It's the same thing as if I'm trying to sell you something and I'm just talking over and over and over in just blocks and blocks of words. Are you going to want to buy from me?
No. You're going to tune out in the first 5 seconds.
Because you don't care about any of that stuff.
Nope.
Now, you need to have text on there, and it needs to be strategic. So that's something that you're going to know by the end of this is, I'm not going to show you block by block of hey, drag this over here. You're going to know what you need on your website to set it up as a sales tool. So anytime a client or a prospect comes in there, they know what you do, what you stand for, and why you're the company for them.
Yeah. And the text should just describe the visual that you're putting on the website. You don't really have to go in full detail of the story. It's just, 2 or 3 sentences even of what the visual is.
It's super, and that's the thing, especially with these, low urgency things. So that's really who this course is for. If you're a roofer, if you're a cider, things like that, it's going to help. Is there other stuff out there that's more relevant to your industry? Yes.
Yeah. It's like anything else. You have to take what can actually benefit you. Everybody's different. So you have to take out what's beneficial for you.
Yeah. And knowing how to do Facebook ads, knowing how to do Google ads and stuff like that, website as a roofer, it's going to help. However, this is really more geared towards our own, what we do every single day with clients, which is painting, remodeling, home building, ponds, decks, fences, things that are, hardscapes, things that nobody's going to die if they don't buy it today.
No, the luxuries to them.
The luxury items. And you're going to know exactly how to get your website, what pages you need to have on your website. So that way it's all set up strategically. So you need to know how to leverage all the great stuff that you're doing. If you are a contractor that your clients love you, how much more likely is somebody to buy from you if they know that all the clients love you?
They're going to buy from you in a heartbeat.
Then why would you not have testimonials on your website that's set up properly? That's what you're going to know.
Yeah.
You know exactly. If somebody gets to your website, how does it take that person and convert them from a browser into a buyer?
Yeah. That's why do people go to mom and pop shops or stores? They love the people.
They love the people.
They don't know you. Tell them about yourself.
Right.
There you go.
So that's exactly what that's what the website aspect is going to be. The next part is great. You got the sales tool. Now you got to get people there. How do you do that? And that's exactly what we're going to go over. In your industries, the low urgency stuff, you got a couple different ways. Right now, I would say most people are referral based, right? Which is totally cool. Shows that you do good work, shows that you're reputable, shows that people in the community know, and trust you enough to give your information out there. But again, how often does somebody say, you go, hey, Logan, I've been kind of thinking about getting a new car. And I'm like, oh yeah, dude, get the get the new Jeep. And then you go, you know what? I'm going to go on the website right now and buy one. Doesn't happen.
No, doesn't happen.
So that's where the follow-up comes from, but driving the right people to your website at the right place in the right time. So if you get a referral from somebody, they're going to look up your website. I don't know how many times I've ever hit somebody up and said, hey, man, I'm looking for a dentist. You got one? Send me their information. And then I just hired them on the spot. It doesn't work like that. People still, even if they aren't one of those people that goes, oh, I need to find you on Google, they only want to work off referrals, they're still going to go back to that website.
Yeah.
Still going to go there. You still have to sell them.
Yeah.
You've already got a huge leg up. Don't make sure your website doesn't let them down.
No.
Because if you're ranting and raving about somebody and you're like, yeah, this is the greatest landscaper I've ever used, you should reach out to them. Great, I will. Let me go on their website, and the website looks like it was built in 1995.
Yeah.
Now you're backtracking.
Yeah. How many times do you see you get a referral from somebody and it's usually my friend's cousin, and there's a pipeline to how they know them.
Yeah.
And then you're just some random friend.
Yeah.
There's that fear of, if they don't have the website to back it up, if they don't have that social proof, it's is this person really, did they just do a good job because it's a family member?
Right.
Or are they going to do the same job for me? There's always that fear.
Are they getting a cut?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's you always got to have that backup plan. Hey, I know I got you from this, but this is why I'm, worth it.
Exactly. So you need to just reinforce that you're the fit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the website stuff. So, okay, let's say they go online, right? They go on there. There's 3 real ways that, for the most part, there's, everybody buys differently, but the big 3 ways that people are going to get to your website, which is your sales tool, is going to be, actually 2 parts is in one of them, which is Google Ads and your SEO. So Google Ads is going to be, if you're a bathroom remodeler and you want to show up at the top of Google for bathroom remodeler, you can just pay Google some money to get to the top. That's the easiest, most straightforward way to do it. You're going to know exactly what you need to be showing up for and how the ads should be set up. And realistically, I'm not going to go through and teach you the ins and outs of Google Ads. You're going to know exactly what, you have a Google rep. Once you start spending money with Google, a rep will call you up and say, hey, my job is to make sure you keep spending with us so you have a good experience.
Yeah.
So you're going to know exactly what to say to them.
Yeah.
because
they got a piece of the pie. So
yeah, I mean, they now have a vested interest in you doing well. So you're going to know exactly how your stuff should be set up, so you can just relay it over to them. Let them do the hard work.
Yeah. Think about like a stockbroker almost.
Yeah, that's exactly, hey, like this is what I'm trying to go for. I want this, this, and this. And they go, great, I'll take care of the rest of it for you.
You succeed, they succeed. So
yeah. So, and the last thing that you want to do though is just kind of go in blind and go, hey, Google person, can you do this? Because like they know enough, but again, their goal is just to like keep you spending.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're gonna know exactly what to say to them, how to maneuver it, and almost like a checklist of just like, this is what I want, how to go back in and check it. And once they set it up, now it's up to you to then go back in and just optimize it. Again, you're going to know how to do it. It's going to take you maybe five minutes every 2 weeks just to go back in and double check things. And that's it. As long as it's set up correctly, it's easy.
Yep. Simple.
And this, again, this is very straightforward for landscaping, home building, things like that. If you want to get into those super high urgency ones, remodeling, siding, disaster repair, what we're teaching you Google-wise, like Google doesn't know it as well. That's when I'm sending you over to like WebRunner Media, like one of those other companies that like specializes in this kind of stuff that knows it. But for our industries, it's not as like, because like the sale is not made in the Google ad.
Yeah.
The sale is made on the follow-up realistically.
Yeah. Well, you can take some time to actually learn the system basically.
Exactly.
You don't have to rush right to the sale.
Right.
So.
Which you have to do in other industries. So
Yes.
Again, it's a relationship.
Yeah.
So you're gonna know your Google ad stuff. Now you're also gonna know your SEO stuff. SEO pretty much shows you how do you show up at the top of Google, right? I'm not gonna go through and get technical because SEO is technical. It's so it can get super technical, and that's why they even make it an abbreviation and call it SEO.
Yeah.
Like that's the last. I hate that in the marketing world when people just like start throwing out like all these acronyms at me, and I'm just like, did you make that one up?
Yeah, I think more people know SEO and they don't know what it actually stands for.
Yeah,
that's how more common it
yeah,
is.
so it's going to be the broken down version of look. Here's what SEO is. If you just want to set up the basic stuff, here's how you do it. And part of that's going to be your Google business listing, which is going to be a lot of how does it work? How do you make sure that you are set up for success? And how do you ask for reviews? Because reviews are a big part of this. And a lot of contractors and a lot of people, even like for us, like, we don't get reviews from every single person. We're pretty good. We're probably about maybe like 50%. But like for like Tribble, for example, one of our clients, that dude gets like 2 or 3 more reviews every single week.
Yeah.
If you go on his Google right now, I think he's got 88 5-star reviews. All like they're all 5 stars. Yeah, he has a machine over there.
Yeah.
And it helps him out big time.
Yeah.
Because imagine you're trying to compare 2 different contractors, and one has 8 reviews, and one has 88 reviews.
88's gonna win every time.
Every time.
Yeah. The fact that, plus, like, if you go to 100 clients and 100 people write a review, but that one person hates it, if only 5 people wrote a review and that one person hates it, that's gonna bring your score down.
100%.
But if 100 people write the review and only one person, what's it gonna do?
You're at a
Nothing.
4.99.
Exactly. So it's the reviews they trump everything.
They're
It's so important.
especially in this relationship building world. So you will know exactly when do you ask for the review and how do you ask for the review, because that's even big.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of things that are just, it's almost like they're trying to convince somebody like, oh, if you leave us a review, I'm going to do all this extra stuff for you.
Yeah.
But in reality, if people actually like you, all you got to do is ask, hey, it would really help me out if you gave me a review. That's not actually how you do it. You learn it in the course exactly. Or if you hire us, I'll ask you for a review in this exact manner. You'll know it that way.
Yeah, you almost want them to say, like, oh, that's the least I can do for you after you did all this for me. That's
like, sure, like super happy to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus like trying to like convince them like, oh, if I do this, and it's just like,
if I do a good job, leave a review.
Yeah. So reviews, you'll know exactly how to do that. SEO, you'll know, you know, the blogging stuff is big. Every client that we have on right now, we do blogs for a very specific reason of, one, SEO is big, but also transparency. It makes selling so much easier, and when people read your website and it sells for you. Again, back to that sales aspect.
Yeah. I think real quick, just people will get freaked out with blogs. It's not just all text.
No.
Pictures and just that's it. If you use a lot of pictures, that blog will write itself.
Yeah. It's way more straightforward. And if nothing else, if you go, you know what, this is not me, let me hire it out. Let me have my office admin do it. Your office admin is going to know how to kill it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and that's going to be your SEO side of things. And the very last thing to drive people to that sales tool is going to be Facebook ads. How do you set them up properly? walk you through exactly how it needs to be done, what sort of pictures or videos you should be using, what kind of text you should be using. You're going to see a bunch of our examples so you can, my goal is to not make this like a copy and paste thing, because then you're going to have a bunch of contractors out there with the exact same ad, and now it just floods the market, which is effectively going to be the reason why we're doing this, which is we don't want you to have to one lead comes in for 15 contractors. So, but you're going to know how do you actually write this stuff for yourself in a very straightforward manner and launch these things so you're set up for success. We're going to, and the cool thing about all these webinars and stuff is that this stuff, because it does change, you're going to see, we get to test this stuff. We spend thousands and thousands of dollars testing this with different clients, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. So you, in essence, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars just to figure out what works. Just watch us.
Yeah, exactly. You get to live your mistakes through us, basically, what we made, and then you can, just say, I won't make that mistake then.
Exactly. So that's one of the cool things with all this Facebook stuff. So we'll teach you how to, or you'll know exactly how to set it up on a basic sense in this basic blueprint course. But then with those ongoing webinars, it's going to be a lot of just Facebook ads, things like that. And again, yes, you're going to know how to maneuver Facebook, but what's even better is you're going to know how to sell. You're going to know how to sell online, because there's like some of these like big marketing people. They're like, I'm not afraid if my company goes under because I have this skill set.
Yeah.
I know how to sell online, and I can literally take this to any industry in the entire world. As long as there's an internet connection that their clients use, I can do it.
That's a good quote.
I didn't make that up.
Oh, well,
but I'll take the credit for it.
Yeah, you can take the credit for it.
So now we got the sales tool all done with the website, and we know how to drive people there. Your Google, your Facebook, and your SEO, which includes your business listing. Now, here is where the money comes in, and this is where most people stop. And we didn't do this for a few years, because I was under the impression of, well, why this doesn't make any sense? We put a Google ad out there. Why is nobody buying from us? Why is nobody calling? We put an ad out there. Here's the crazy thing. 70% of people that go to your website will never go to your website ever again. 70%. And it's not because all 70% of those people got there by mistake. Stuff changes. You think about this bathroom remodel that you want to do, and then life gets in the way, and then 6 months down the road, you're like, oh, you know what? I think I was thinking about that. You're going to know how to make sure you get back in front of those people on Facebook, on Instagram, and in email marketing. Those are the big three in our industry of what actually works and what re-engages people.
Yeah.
So for selling, because here's an easy way to explain it. In the world of sales, I think it's like 95, something like that, 90 to 95% of sales reps stop contacting after like the second phone call. But if you get through at least 6 phone calls, it's like the statistic of like you actually being able to close them is like exponential.
Yeah.
Because you just have to get in front of people over and over and over.
Yeah.
And the problem is with this such high touch society these days, where you've always got all this social media, all these TV commercials and Netflix and all this distraction, you can't just get in front of them 2 or 3 times and, okay, well, if you didn't buy from me, after this, I guess we're out.
Yeah.
It's a constant thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen it with half a dozen of our clients of, yep, this person was ghosting me. Yep, they, I haven't talked to them. And the email that just went out to them 6 months, a year down the road, they emailed back saying, you know what, I've been thinking about this for a while. Let's just do it.
Yeah. The thing with social media posts is they get lost in the shuffle. The
so
more people
fast.
post, they go down the list, and then your ad or your retargeting effort keeps going down. So you have to continue to get in front of them and get back to the top of their news feed, because a lot of times people will keep scrolling for at least 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So if you're the first one there, they'll think, oh, that's great. They'll see 5 other videos, send them to all their friends, and then they forget anything that your ad was even there. So you have to keep retargeting them and keep getting back in their face.
And the best thing is Facebook will do this for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to, it's like you don't have to continue to post on Facebook over and over and over. Facebook will literally just do this for you. And the way that when you're done with this basic course is you will have it set up so if anybody goes on your website, they will have these ads automatically show up.
Yeah.
The same way that if you go onto Amazon and you start to check out and you go, you know what, this is in my cart, but I'm not going to buy it today. You go back on Facebook, guess what's there?
Whatever's in your cart.
Whatever's in your cart saying, hey, I think you forgot about something, Alex. Get back in here.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what you're going to know how to do is it's a stalk. That's really what it is. You're going to have it. So when somebody searches for a bathroom remodeler, landscaper near me, fence company, they go from Google, they go to your website. Then from your website, if they call you, great, because it's a sales tool. However, not everybody's ready to buy today.
Yeah.
They go from there. Later on, they go to Facebook. Guess what's there over and over and over?
Whatever you're looking for.
Whatever they're looking for. So that's how it's done. Now you've got the email marketing side of things, which is you're going to know, how do I now get them on my email list? Because again, with Facebook, every time you get back in front of them, you got to pay them a little bit of money. But once you get somebody's email, that's powerful.
Yeah, that's free too.
It's free, exact. And that's the thing about email is you got to pay like some of these things like mail, like if you use like an email program, as long as you're under like a certain amount of people, like it's free.
Yeah.
And then at that point, like I think MailChimp might be like $20 a month. Is it worth $20 a month to email out to these people to say, hey,
especially you have a pretty good, significant amount of emails on your list. Yeah, it's hell with it.
I know a lot of people in the online marketing world say that like every contact on your email list is worth $1.
That's pretty good.
It's super cool. Some of these big time guys that have like a big email list, and granted, guys, they're pretty big. The way that here's what's funny. They were talking about, one guy was saying like, yeah, I need to go. I'm taking my family on vacation to Disney World, and it's going to cost $10,000. And they don't think of it in terms of $10,000.
Yeah.
They think of it as, what can I sell to my email list that will pay for this vacation? So they literally repivot this. So they say, you know what? I'm going to sell this $10 item. All I need is 1,000 people to buy this from me. And some of these people have like a massive list of people. But that's how they think about it, is they think about it in terms of, what can I sell to these people to get them to fund my vacation?
Yeah.
Imagine if you could do that with your list. If you have an able list of people, you go, you know what? I need to get, a brand new car. All I got to do is, to my entire list, I got to sell one kitchen.
Yeah.
I got to literally sell one kitchen. Let me just email this out to people.
Yeah. My dad does that, where if he wants to make a purchase, he'll go, who's paying for this? The next customer.
Yeah.
That's how it is. That's the mindset.
Yeah. And if you had, that's a dog mindset.
Yeah. And especially if, how many times have you unsubscribed to an email? I know, I've done it a couple times.
Yeah.
But if they don't really bother me, 5 times a week, I'm not unsubscribing. So I'm constantly getting those emails. Yeah. And once in a blue moon, I know I'll see something. I'll be like, yeah, you know what? I want to, get back for that.
Exactly.
So it's that, top of mind that, they're always going to see, Full Sail Marketing comes up, Contractor Growth Network. Something comes up.
Like if you're on an email list right now, you get a couple emails every single week from us.
Yeah.
And I think out of all those emails, I think we average once every 2 or 3 weeks, one person unsubscribes. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Just because they're good, like they're good enough emails.
Yeah.
And guess what? You're going to know how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to know how to send them out, because we're also going to show you, hey, here's an email that we sent out to our, this type of client, and it worked really well.
Yeah.
Just take it, don't literally verbatim copy and paste it, tweak a couple things, make it more relevant to you, send it out to your list. Tell us how it went.
Plus, a lot of the clients you're going to want to work with, they like that stuff.
Love it.
They love it. And they come from maybe a little bit more of a corporate type of feel. Mm-hmm. And that's, that's all they do.
Yeah.
So they would love that. So you're going to know how to do that.
And you got to know exactly how to do that, because that's literally what they go. Dude, these people, like my girlfriend works in investment banking. She lives for email. Mm-hmm. Like at night, her phone is on because she has to be on call for her job.
Yeah.
2 a.m.
Emails.
It goes off. And I'm like,
Wow.
Tell them to go to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, they're in San Francisco. They're West Coast. Like,
it's still like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's nuts. And then, 5 a.m. goes off again because the East Coast people wake up. So it's like their world is inundated by emails. So they're so used to it. So it's not a bother.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people think. They go, oh, well, we promise them we're not going to send anything out more than once a month. Well, if it's good email,
yeah.
I mean, it's like anything.
Like they get thousands of emails a week. So that one email a month, look how far down that's already gone.
Yeah. So it's like, and you're going to know when to send it, how to send it, stuff like that. So that's what the basic Contractor Growth Network, the blueprint course, which is in this entire program, the fundamentals course is going to teach you is 1, how to have a website that's set up to sell for you. 2, how to drive the right people to your website, how to get the people that are actually looking to hire people like you to your website without having to compete with 15 other freaking contractors for that one person's attention. Mm-hmm. And 3, how do you follow up with them? Remember, 70% of people are not going to ever come back to your website, even though half of them might have been interested. But it's just like the one time that, if somebody calls you and you don't answer and I never call them back, like what's the likelihood they're going to be like, man, I really want this marketing guy, but he just won't call me back. Let me keep reaching out to him. That's a terrible experience. But people just like, on the online world, there's so many other websites that they can go to. Why are they going to continue to keep coming back to yours unless for some crazy reason they're super sold on you? Just imagine people come to your website and they just keep seeing you over and over and over and over. How much more likely it is for them to actually want to call you. And the coolest thing is when they call you up, especially if you're big on video and you're doing like, the video ads on Facebook. Hello, this is Logan, Full Sail Marketing. Hey, Logan, yeah, I've seen all your videos, listened to the podcast. Let's talk. And I'm like, all right, cool. And they I'm not a stranger because they see my face. They know my voice.
Yeah.
So when they call, they know me.
You're already on step 3.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm already on step 3 instead of when a lead gen site sends it out to 15 contractors, everybody's on step 1/2 because the client isn't even quite ready yet.
They still got to get to know you.
They still have to get to know you. And if there's 15 people calling them up, this is just like Tinder. Mm-hmm. Like, what is let's just say, there's some girl on Tinder and she's got 15 guys pursuing her at one time. What information is she going to get to go off of? And here's the thing is, imagine if not all 15 she can have a conversation with via messaging, all 15 of them call her.
Yeah.
How much, does she have enough time to literally vet 15 dudes just to potentially go on a date with her?
No.
She might have just been bored.
Yeah.
And not even wanting a date.
Yeah.
She just might be like, you know what, let me just kill a Sunday afternoon. But guess what? All 15 of those guys just paid a bunch of money to get in front of her.
Yeah. That's like The Bachelor. They date 28 people at once.
Yep.
And in 6 weeks, they got to find out who they want to marry.
They got to find one person who they're going to stay with.
Who are they going to stay with? The person who probably gets in front of them the most, and leaves that good impression and trust.
Yeah.
So that's what you got to do.
Yeah. So guys, that's really what it's all about. And the whole point of why we're doing this is there's so many contractors that I talk to that when I talk to them, they're good people. They just need a little bit of help. And I get it. The last thing that you want to do is start on this marketing plan, especially when it's like a relationship building marketing plan that's going to put you in the red. Mm-hmm. Stay in the black. Learn this stuff on your own, because even if you don't implement everything in your business today, you will still know the fundamentals of marketing and of sales, because like literally sales and marketing are the exact same thing, just two different vehicles to do it. You're going to know how all this stuff works. So if you ever decide to pivot or go out on your own or do whatever you want, you will know exactly how the psychology of humans buy.
Yeah. I'll leave it in simple terms. Go to your child's soccer game and watch them play and watch how everyone's fighting for the ball. Then watch a professional game on TV and how spread out they are. That's the difference between before the program and after the program, where you're going to have that breathing room and you can build that trust to where it's just you and the ball and not 15 other people around you while you're trying to dribble
just
the ball.
suffocating you.
Yeah, it's suffocating you.
Yeah.
So,
and the one last thing I will say is this stuff is not, there's no silver bullets. If you're looking to come in here and go, all right, I'm just going to learn exactly how to generate a ton of leads today, it is just not how it works. Mm-hmm. All right, so if that's your real expectation, sorry guys, it's not going to happen. All right, but if you're ready to come in and set this stuff up the right way, and you're one of those people that your customers like you, right? If you have a bunch of one-star reviews because you're not doing the right stuff, doesn't matter how great your website is, doesn't matter how great this and that is. If you have a bunch of one-star reviews and people don't like you, this is not going to work for you, because again, it's a relationship. Mm-hmm. People will check your reviews. So you can spend the $79 a month if you come in on this promo. I don't know how effective this stuff is going to be, because it's just like somebody's like, oh yeah, let me refer Alex to you. And then as soon as I say that, somebody else steps in and goes, oh yeah, I hired Alex. He sucked.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh.
We've all got those friends you would never help them get a job.
Yeah, exactly. So if your customers love you, if you do good work, and you run just an honest business, and you just need a little bit of help, and you just go, you know what, I just need to get my stuff together and have this on automation so the right people can come to my sales tool and then get followed up with, this is exactly for you. Mm-hmm. If you run it crappy, or you're a nervous Nelly with this stuff and you're like, oh, I'm on the fence, I don't really know, this stuff may not be the best fit for you.
Yeah. No. You need those reviews. You need to have already built something, a foundation, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. So, guys, if this is of any interest to you and this makes sense before November, head over to contractorgrowthnetwork.com, get your name, get your email on our list, and then you're going to be honored with when this program launches in November, beginning of November, you will actually get this promo instead of $149 a month, $79 a month for all of eternity while you're in the program.
It's a great deal.
Literally for the cost of one crappy lead from one of these other sites, you could learn all this stuff on your own.
Yeah, we put it like that. That's a no-brainer to me.
No-brainer.
Yeah.
All right. Am I missing anything?
I think you hit it all on the head.
All right.
And if they miss anything, they'll find out in November.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
guys, that's my call to action. Instead of doing a like and share and that kind of, actually, share this with somebody who may want to hear about this stuff. But seriously, contractorgrowthnetwork.com. Get your $79 a month instead of $149. Save a bunch of money. And for all the leads that you're going to be saving by doing this stuff the right way, all the money that you're going to be saving by doing this stuff the right way, instead of paying somebody else to do all this stuff for you, just imagine where your business is going to be 1 year from now.
Yeah, link will be in the description below. So if you didn't get that, just click below.
Cool. Guys, we're out.